What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? It is Monday, June the 2nd, 2025. And this is another live edition, ladies and gentlemen, of Steve's Kitchen. Yeah. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's weekend as a whole? Can't hear you, but I hope it was a good one. If you are new to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through all your entire social media platform, wherever it is that you share videos with all your wrestling friends. We're not only live on YouTube, we're also live over on Kick as well. And you know what? Just for the fun of it, we're also live over on Twitch. That's right. We're live in 3 different places, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys to listen, tune in. Again, feel free. Wherever you're listening to this right now, we are live in all 3 different places, okay? But I hope you all had a wonderful day. I hope, again, you all had a good one. It's starting to get warm up in here where I'm at, and I like it. It's officially June, so happy Pride Month to all of you who celebrate. But also, it's my birthday month. We are about 25 days away from Steve's Day. Just make sure you guys remember that on the calendar. And I must say, too, look, y'all, I got to give my cousin Javier a lot of credit with this one. I told him, look, Javi, look, man, I need to think outside the box here. Think outside the box with the thumbnail here. Make it a little different. And I'm going to try to impersonate him here for a sec. But his words were, in quote, okay, I got you, primo. Got you. Those were his exact words. I shit you not. And he sends me this. And like I said, bro, Javi killed it. Javi killed it. But a lot to get into this week. A lot of news happened literally Sunday. What can I say? A lot of releases. There's talks of potential people making their way real soon to the world of WWE. So much stuff to get into. And of course, look, this past Saturday, it wasn't really a good day. If you're a Knicks fan, season's over. Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers for winning the Eastern Conference Championship and making their way to the NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunders. Congratulations, yeah. And then also, oh my goodness, can you believe this? For all my soccer viewers that are up in here right now, Saturday Champions League. What the fuck was that, bro? Inter Milan, bro, took a beating 5-0, 5-zip. It was embarrassing, just fucking embarrassing. To be fair, too, though, they lost to a young PSG. That's what it was. But now the focus is on the Club World Cup, which is happening in a couple of weeks. So soccer really isn't over this year for the most part, because literally after the Club World Cup is right into preseason and all that stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, let me read some of the comments here, guys. You guys that are now tuning in, thank you all as always. And if you guys want to feel generous too, hit the super chat. It does help out the channel. And also, if you guys want to become an ATP channel member, it's only $2.99 a month. Hit the join button, and it'll be so appreciated. But let's a lot to get into. But before we do, I do want to read the chat because you guys are again chiming in here and all that stuff. We have Weston here. Fuck TKO. At least sign R-Truth to a legend deal or something. Have more respect for your workers. Chief writes here. R-Truth outrage is getting out of control. Now they want to hijack Raw tonight. Yeah, good luck with that one. You're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good luck tonight. What's going on, Safet? And what's going on, Jay the Mac? What's going on, brother? Hope all is well with all of you guys as well. If you guys have questions as well, feel free to chime in with your questions and all that fun stuff. So let's get into this, shall we? Let's get into the whole let's get into the swing of things here, shall we?
Let's fucking go.
Alrighty. So let's get into this. So let's start off with what happened. I want to say, I guess Friday and Thursday, this had to hit one of those 2 days, Friday or Thursday, minding my business, and I hear the word going around that the beautiful, gorgeous Mariah May, the beautiful, gorgeous, former AEW Women's World Champion, has departed from AEW in the sense that her profile was removed from the roster page. And the word going around now, I think this was from PW Insider, that she is officially now a free agent. She's no longer with AEW. And the word is going around that she is going to be WWE bound sooner than later. Now, it's also noted that she, I think, still has time on her deal, whatever the case may be, but also it's factor in as well. It's also factor in, and it's worth noting here too. I've seen a lot of people online chiming in their thoughts. Some people are happy that she's finally out of AEW. There's some people who feel like, it's a mixed emotional thing, right? It's a mixed emotional thing. There's some people who again are happy, right, that she's finally gonna be in WWE. There's some people who are bummed out because she's leaving AEW. It's funny too because I remember when she signed to AEW, all the sickos were like, we're throwing a pizza party. Like, yeah, yo, we got one. Yeah, man. She is so great. She is so good. Oh, her stuff in Stardom was a chef's kiss, man. And then you hear the news that she's going to WWE. Those same exact people. Oh, she was never any good. She was the worst. Screw her. Always boring, and so on and so forth, right? It's like, bruh, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, and it's to my understanding, she's always been like her dream was always to go to WWE. If I'm not mistaken, I think she was a model for WWE Shop Euro, where she would model the merchandise and stuff like that. Like she's been to numerous WrestleManias. She was, if you go on her Twitter from like back in the day, you will see some of the tweets where again she always wanted to go to WWE. And I think not for nothing, but like if you just look at her, she fits every criteria that WWE would want from her. She's beautiful. She can wrestle in the ring. She can go, right? She fits the criteria. But more importantly, she's beautiful. She brings sex appeal. And you already know. You guys remember when Jade Cargill went to WWE from AEW and just the media machine they put behind that? All the publications that covered it. Just imagine for Mariah May. Just imagine how's it going to be for Mariah May when it does take place. And I am not alone. I'm here joined by my good brother from beautiful, sunny California. And look, man, at least we got to see her before all this took place. The one, the only Chase Albert. Chase, what's going on, brother? How you
Bro, you
doing?
gotta choose a better time for these fucking streams. I'm tired of you doing them so fucking late in the day.
I'm sorry, brother. My apologies. My apologies. But
No, dude, choose a better time, bro. I know you work early in the mornings and shit, but we gotta start doing them earlier or something, bro. Like I'm trying to do shit, bro, and it's like
all right.
I'm thinking we're gonna get them like earlier, and then it's like, bro, it's like 3:30, and then it's like I don't even get time to eat before Raw or anything. It's like, oh, you gotta choose better times, man.
My bad. All right, bro. I'm sorry. We'll work on that. Okay. We'll get to that. Okay,
just
please.
choose better times.
Just not right now. Not okay. We'll get into that. All right, we'll get into that. Besides that, like, how's everything going? I know you're tired and all, but besides that,
No, I'm tired. That's it, man. I'm tired. That's it.
okay, bro. Okay. Um, But outside of that, like I'm sure you heard the news already. We talked about this, but your thoughts on the whole Mariah May thing?
Yeah, good for her. You know, she's going to WWE. She following her dream. Good for her. You know, she finessed AEW. She was able to become a bigger star in AEW. That if she was still in Stardom, WWE wouldn't even look at her. So she used the second best American wrestling promotion to go to the best American wrestling promotion and stuff. So, you know, sure she probably left some money on the table, but knowing her and her track record and just like where she's kind of been with AEW, she's going to get the petty push. She's really good looking. She's going to get a lot of attention. She's nice as hell, so she's going to find a way to move up the card pretty fast. So she'll be fine. Like this is not like say for example Britt Baker did this. I'd be like, I don't know, it's Britt. You know, there's some stuff there. But with Mariah May, I ain't concerned, to be honest. Like I know a lot of wrestling fans are concerned, but you know, she's talented. You know, like it's like with Stephanie Becker, talented. Talent beats out whatever bullshit everyone else thinks. So people are going to be mad that she decided to say, "Oh, I'm not going to take this guaranteed money that AEW is offering. I want to go chase my dream." She wants to chase a dream. She made it.
Yeah.
She can say she accomplished that. Most people don't even get to live their dreams. She's living her dream. And obviously, if money was an issue, she would have definitely like say, "Oh, money's it." Like people need to realize everyone's circumstances are different. I mean, I know it's a pro wrestling industry and stuff, but some people they able to figure out what they need and stuff. So I think Mariah May will be just fine. I'm really not concerned with Mariah May, to be honest. I think she hits every metric that they look for in a woman. Like you just look at the track record. Like if you're blonde and good looking, you have a chance in WWE. Like it's not like you have no chance. Like she
Oh,
looks like a superstar. Like I know people are gonna say, well, look at Tony Storm and stuff like that. You know, who knows? Maybe if Tony Storm just rid the wave that she was at, maybe she also could have been up there and stuff. So, but yeah, I think
yeah.
Mariah May's fine. I'm not concerned with her at all, to be honest. Like I'm not like worried that she's not gonna get pushed or used or what everyone else is worried about. Like she's gonna be fine. Like
I'm a
it'll be
former.
a catastrophe. She would have to be horrible backstage and stuff. So
I don't think we'll get that. Like, I don't think we'll hear a report, oh, she's horrible or tough to deal with, anything like that. But I do think, again, she might not be the next one. There might be other people as well who might be considering down the road once their deals are up or not making that move. But time will tell. Time will tell how when that happens. But that being said, there's also yesterday some news regarding releases or contract not being renewed, and it all started early Sunday morning with R-Truth. R-Truth posted a tweet out yesterday saying, in quote, I'm sorry to inform you all. I just got released from WWE. I want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for the ride. Thank you all for the love and support, appreciation you have given me over the years. Thank you. And later on, we found out that it also happened to Carlito. And he also posted a tweet. Contract's up in 2 weeks. It will not be renewed. On top of that, WWE is demanding I pay back the money they paid me for apparently stealing money for the company. I've had my lawyer look into it, and after reviewing my footage on Netflix for the past months, they suggested that I pay them back the money. All jokes aside, gracias for WWE, especially the WWE Universe. Love you all so much. Translating for you guys. P.S. I will reappear again in another 13 years. May God bless you all. And when I look at this, like, to me, this is obviously, out of left field. Again, you were not expecting to wake up Sunday morning, whatever it is that you were doing, to hear about this. And I know only moments ago, the same thing happened to Sarah Logan, the former, the current Valhalla. The same thing happened to her. She posted on Instagram as well. I just look at this like, this is just a TKO move, to be
yeah,
honest. I'm not like, yeah, it sucks, obviously, but at the end of the day, this business for you. Andy, you want to chime in on that, Chase?
yeah, Endeavor's in debt. Like when the reason why, like Endeavor didn't really buy WWE. They just merged UFC and WWE together. And the thing with Endeavor is the whole point of them is just to get out of debt. They're trying to make money. And unfortunately, this is why we're seeing inflation in ticket prices for WWE. Just everything being expensive with them, including like with merchandise and everything. But also, it hurts the talent. And we kind of talked about this when it happened. We said this years ago. Like, if you go back and watch around the point when this happened, I said, you guys were mad about releases. You're going to be hella mad because they're going to be doing a lot more releases frequently. I said that when this first started, because I said no one is safe except unless like you make a significant financial impact towards the WWE. And you got to think with R-Truth, he's been there forever. He had to be making like a good bag. Like I'm not saying like R-Truth was not on no, like when NBA teams sign a player and they're on the vet minimum. R-Truth was on no vet minimum. He was probably making some good chunk of change. And then same with Carlito. I'm sure Carlito was making way more than like whatever that minimum was and stuff. And Sarah Logan, she been around for a minute, so she definitely making a little bit more too. So it's like this is what TKO is going to do. There's going to be like, I hate to break it to y'all, and it sucks to say this, but there's going to be a lot more of these releases. Ticket prices are going to still be mad insane for WWE, and it's all for TKO to, pretty much make money. And for Endeavor, because Endeavor's in the hole. Like, that's just it. Endeavor's in the mud pretty much. Like, in terms of financials, they're in debt. They're in like serious debt, like a lot of money debt. So they're using their resources with UFC, WWE, professional bull riding, their new boxing venture, Power Slap, and whatever else they can get under their portfolio, this TKO portfolio that they have, to hopefully get them out of debt. And it sucks, it comes at the hands of a guy like R-Truth, who's like a great guy to have backstage, a great morale person. But it's just like, if you're making all that money, and it's like, R-Truth, he clearly showed that like when he's used, people care. He had one of the top moving shirts in WWE before they removed it. That Ron Cena shirt was moving well and stuff. He provided great value and entertainment. But let's just say if R-Truth's making $900,000, it's like, why would you pay him $900,000? Because you got to find a way to, like cut some fat somewhere. And unfortunately, it came down to getting like R-Truth. I'm not saying R-Truth was making $900,000, but he had to be making a significant impact of money for them to decide not to renew his contract or even think about negotiating with him and stuff. But yeah, it sucks because he is a guy that is important to a locker room, someone you should keep, someone that you should use. He impacts a lot of talents. He can work all phases of the card, whether you want to use him, provided great moments. It's just unfortunate that the business side took him out and stuff. And this is why it's like, when WWE was for sale, I was hoping like an Amazon or an NBC would purchase them. Mainly because I didn't think releases would be that big of an issue with those companies, because those companies are not in debt. They have a lot of money and stuff. But we see, and Amazon didn't even get a chance because Vince was trying to stay with the company. So other people and stuff, you can get mad at like the Triple H's of the world. But really, the reason why TKO is a thing is because of Vince McMahon. Because he was holding, because if anyone doesn't know, because I know a lot of wrestling fans, short-term memory sometimes, Vince had still control of the B stocks from the WWE. So which means he had final say of what TV deal WWE could sign up. He was holding WWE's media rights hostage around that time. So they had to include him in the sale. Vince went with TKO, went with Endeavor, because he felt Ari Emanuel was going to keep him. And Ari Emanuel had no plans of keeping Vince. Like, he was playing Vince like a fucking fiddle. He just wanted WWE. And he got WWE because of it. And so they merged with the UFC, formed TKO, everything of that nature. And yeah, so like ultimately we can be mad at Triple H for sure. He made this call ultimately, but we also got to be mad at Vince, because if Vince never was desperate to stay as the owner of WWE, we wouldn't have TKO. WWE would have taken their time, maybe sold to an Amazon, maybe sold to NBC, and they'd be good. Like, we wouldn't see these inflations. We wouldn't see any of this shit. But Vince was holding them hostage. So
Yeah,
I know
I'm reading
people
some,
forget that portion of it. So
yeah, I'm reading some comments here. See money right here. Imagine the heat Cena would have drawn if that Saturday night's main event. It was title versus career for Truth.
yeah, that's on Triple H. Like if you knew you were going to renew our truth, and I don't know how often Triple H gets told like he has to cut people on the fucking roster,
Yeah,
but
that's who. That's who.
like if you knew that our truth was on the chopping block or at least on the short list of guys that you may have to cut, you should have done that. Title versus career. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that would have been like, bro, Cena really ruined our truth's career, and then it comes out that our truth is actually leaving. They'd be like, holy shit, like
And
crazy.
it fits into never meet your heroes, even though
Yeah,
actually they've already seen them numerous times and shit. And geez, TKO, all they really care about is money. And I was going to go to SummerSlam, but fuck that at these prices.
yeah, they're in debt, J Mac. That's
Yeah,
just it. It's like Endeavor's in debt.
yep.
And a lot of that debt is because of the UFC, like
That
the
lawsuit, right?
antitrust lawsuit and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It is gonna, and again, it's gonna continue. And again, it sucks to hear about what's gonna happen. But I think when I look back at our truth, he is someone who knew his role and made it work for him. A lot of guys you would hear, oh, the comedy act is like, oh, they're bored of it, but R-Truth made it work for him. And you know what? And that's good for him. But I do feel like R-Truth arguably could be down the road WWE Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure he'll be back in some small capacity, like one-off appearances here and there. For Carlito, hey, it was good to see him back. I remember, was it the Rumble a couple years back, and people got a big reaction out of that. Judgment Day, but that's why I always felt that was going to be his ceiling, to be honest. And as far as I know, he is already in Puerto Rico. He won a title over the weekend.
yeah, he won the world title.
Yeah, he won like his dad's promotions world title, so they'll be fine. Like they'll find work and all that stuff. So there's that as well. And I know again, um, I mentioned this moments ago, but with all these releases and again, potential people coming to the WWE soon, there's also potential of main roster call-ups. As you guys saw on Tuesday, we have a new North American champion in Ethan Page defeating Ricky Saints. And in the process, there's discussions that Ricky Saints is on his way to the main roster. And also suggesting that Stephanie Vaquer, who also lost the women's title to JC Jane, she is also on her way to the main roster. As a matter of fact, tonight on Raw, she's officially part of the Raw roster. She will be competing in a Money in the Bank women's qualifier, I believe against Liv Morgan and oh my goodness, the girl from American Made. Oh my god, I'm having a brain fart right now. Help me out here, Chase. Against Ivy Nile. There you go, Ivy Nile.
Yep,
There
that's
you
her
go.
name.
Ivy Nile. There you go. But and also factor in this also discussions that people wondered, how come it wasn't Jordan Grace who won the title, right? Why did we get JC Jane? Also discussion that Jordan Grace is making her way to the main roster real soon. So that kind of explained what's going on. And you know what? Good for them. Good for them. You knew they were not going to have that much of a long time on NXT. At least for us, it was good that we got to see them, shine at NXT before they made their way up. Any thoughts on this, Chase?
Yeah, happy for all three of these guys. Or women. I know Vaquer is going to kill it. Grace is much needed on SmackDown. They just need more depth for that women's division. And whether you put her in the U.S. title scene or in the main title scene, I feel like the U.S. title scene is going to be Jillia's, and then Jordan Grace will be a potential contender in either or and stuff. Vaquer, rocket strap her, find a way. She's gold. Like I think I've been in great debates with many of my friends. I think Stephanie Vaquer is the best WWE women's wrestler right now, and I have no problem saying that. I think she's probably number 2 or 3 overall women's wrestlers in the world right now. Like Toni Storm is like number 1, and then it's like between her and Mercedes, 2 or 3 for me. But I would have her at 2 right now. But I think she's tremendous. Everything about her moveset, her look, I like tremendous. And so rocket strapper, I don't care. I've had debates with my friends about Io Sky, and I just tell them, I'm like, I love Io. Don't get me wrong, Io's great, but Kerr's on another level. Like I just don't know how to explain it. Like she's just on another level. Like she has like the aura, the presence, everything about her is just what a gem. What a gem in pro wrestling. Like she's so good. So I'm not worried about her at all, to be honest. Like if they fuck her up, there's certain wrestlers where if they fuck them up, I'll just be done. She's one of them. Like if somehow, some way, and what I mean by fucking up, I'm not like, oh, they don't get booked. I'm like, if they somehow got released for whatever reason, and I'm just like, why would you release this? Then that's when I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna watch for a while. Like, what are we doing? This is a talented individual, and she's one of them. She's great. Ricky Saints is interesting. You know, a lot of hoopla with him. I just need to see. I need to see what he can do on the main roster. He's the one. He has to prove a lot more than Grace and Vakur, in my opinion. You know, his NXT run was kind of
middle.
Nothing. It was a nothing run. Let's just be real. Like
cup of coffee.
Why was he even there? Like it was like why is he even here type of run? Like it's just like, okay, cool, you won the North American title. You feuded with your old AEW compadres. That's all he did. He just feuded with all the AEW guys. He didn't feud with anyone new. There wasn't like anything like he would have been the perfect guy, like if you want to push Obafemi to the main roster to beat Obafemi, but no, it's like he kind of just did his thing, and it wasn't even that impressive. Like I'm more shocked that like I guess Javon Evans may be on the main roster now. It seems like it, and then Ethan Page was on SmackDown too. So I don't know if they were just trying to build up Worlds Collide or something with that name. I don't know if that was the plan, but Javon Evans and Ethan Page are more main roster ready than whatever I saw out of Ricky. So like it's time. Like look, and I think Ricky Starks is talented. Ricky Saints, I should say. But man, I gotta see it because I'm tired of this. Like, oh, he been mistreated. Blah blah blah. All right, let's see it now. Now you're on the main roster. Let's fucking see it. Let's see what the hoopla is about with Ricky. I like him.
Me too.
But let's see if it's really, really what like we think it is. Like, is he really like this big star that Tony fumbled? Or is he just like, no, he's fine. Yeah. So I got to see it. So he's the one I'm looking at the most on the main roster. Like the other two women, they're fine. Like they're going to kill it, especially Vakur. Ricky, I got to see it.
For sure. Chief Rice here. What a hell of a year for Stephanie Vakur. She's come a long way since last year Forbidden Door. Agree with you, Chase. She's one of the best right now.
Yeah, dude. She really like I've heard about her before. Like I've seen a couple of her matches, you know, like she did some stuff with New Japan and stuff. So I've seen a little bit of her, and I was like, man, like I've never seen a woman like this with like the top rope stuff, like and the springboard stuff. Like I was like, bro, like most women can't even springboard like her. Like she does some better springboards some of the men. So I was like, dang, she's good in the ring and stuff. And then that match with Mercedes, she actually before the Forbidden Door match, she had another match with Mercedes. That was good. And then the Forbidden Door match with Mercedes, holy shit, that was like, damn, dude. I was all like, yeah, dude, I won't be surprised if WWE is calling her name because like that match right there, that's like the one match where you just say like, dang, she out wrestled Mercedes. Like that's the one Mercedes match where you look at it and you're like, you didn't come out of that like, oh, what a great Mercedes match. You're like,
what her performance.
What a great Stephanie Becker. Yeah. Like, what? This woman exists? Like, who this? How come we haven't seen her before? So like she really rose her stock. And I told Romeo and Walter this when we were watching the Knicks game. We were watching Collision. We were all sad when the Knicks got eliminated. So we actually watched Collision this Saturday together.
Chase, the real Cancun final taking place soon, brother.
Yeah, dude. Timberwolves and Knicks, Cancun on 3. But I said, you know, if Stephanie would have not gone to WWE, she wouldn't be presented like how she is like in AEW. And this is not to slight AEW. This is just a fact. Yeah. AEW wasn't really going to plan to really feature Vakur like how she's featured in WWE. Because are you really going to like feature Vakur over like Tony Storm and Mercedes? Nah, no, you're not going to do that. So what's Vakur going to do? She's just going to be wrestling good matches, and that's pretty much it. And most likely challenge for the title and then lose. Like that's where she would be at right now in the current landscape of AEW. She would have probably have to wait later this year or early next year to get her shine. She came in, they offered her the main roster. She chose NXT. It's like, bro, they offered you the main roster already. Why'd you go to NXT? What? And she pretty much came in, got super hyped up from it, and she lived up to the hype. Like the only blemish in NXT is when she lost to fucking Shotzi. That's the only thing where everyone's like, wait, she lost to Shotzi? Like that was the only thing where I was like, oh, what? But other than that, check mark, check mark, check mark. North American title, NXT women's title. She had such short reigns with those belts, but she was so impactful during that time. If she was in AEW, I don't think she has the same impact as she does this year. So and even if she went to the main roster, I don't think she makes the same impact. The fact that she went to NXT and she was able to get over on that brand worked out. Bro, she got one of the loudest reactions at the Rumble. And she an NXT wrestler with this crappy Death Rebel music. And her music hit and people popped. They knew like who La Primera was. It was like, oh wow, she's transcending. And then the Raw after WrestleMania, huge pop. And and look, NXT is a much smaller crowd. We went to NXT, Steve. They tarped up our section. We got upgraded. Like I don't want to hear NXT on the same level as the main roster. It isn't.
I'm looking at the ticket right now. I'm looking. Yeah,
it's not on the same fucking level. So the fact that she was able to get this over is because she made the right steps. She said, "Now I'll go to developmental." Got hyped up with as like one of the big 3 signings. Delivered on all the expectations, above delivered all the expectations. Got over in her own way, and now she's set up for a really, really good main roster run. Compared to if she went to AEW, well, what's she gonna do? Okay, rematch with Mercedes, face Tony Storm and lose. Maybe a good women's Owen Hart performance, and that's like, okay, that's cool. She did the right thing, in my opinion. And imagine she went to the main roster right away. Oh, here's the La Primera, Stephanie McCurr. She most likely would have lost to Lyra Valkyria in the finals for the IC title. If she went to the main roster right away,
most likely,
or she's losing in the US title to Chelsea Green or whatever. So what she did was smart stuff. Most likely winning tonight in the triple threat to get inside Money in the Bank. Yeah, no, she whatever she did it the right way. Like it's a cheat code for her. Like she did a cheat code.
Exactly. And again, I wish them all the best, just like we've been saying here. And again, I think it was a great move in the long run. She played a long game. Let me go to NXT. I can go right to the main roster. I'm gonna prove everyone. I'm gonna prove my point that I am yes, I may be superior. I might be better than everyone in the ring, but I want everything at a level playing field. I want no special treatment. I want to be just like everyone else. Send me to NXT. Let me shine. She did. And now she's on the main roster. Cannot wait. Gonna be crazy. Chief right here. Stephanie just a master of her craft. You'll tell wrestling is in her passion. You can tell it's in her passion. Never seen a woman do things flawlessly.
Yeah. She just needs a better finisher. That's my only complaint. Her finisher is kind of weak, but other than that, everything else is flawless.
Yeah. Also qualify for Money in the Bank because we're on it too. This past Friday was Andrade after defeating Carmelo Hayes and Jacob Fatu. Even though
darkest of forces, bro.
Yeah, some people thought it should have been Carmelo, right? But I mean,
hey, they need someone to jump off that ladder. They need someone to take the ladder set up on the outside, go through spot. Yeah. Sorry, Andrade, that's your role.
And
for the Seth Rollins to do that. Steven Sokola going to be on top of the ladder, flip on top of that damn thing on the outside. No,
that sunset flip.
You got that. It's you. You taking the set up that ladder on the outside how you like it, or a table, whatever you're going through. You're going through that. Yeah. This Saturday, you're going through that this Saturday, buddy. So
and regarding the women, this past Friday on SmackDown, some people are now saying she's the favorite to win. Naomi, who defeated Nia Jax and Jade Cargill.
Even if Stephanie qualifies tonight, I don't see her winning right away.
No,
but I think it's between Naomi or Roxanne to win the Money in the Bank. Like it's between those two.
Could very well be. And also, regarding NXT, still, we saw the debut of Mike Santana, bro. Mike Santana showed up to NXT after being featured backstage at Battleground. He had a one-on-one match with Tavion Heights. I thought overall it was a very good match, good back and forth, a good way to showcase Mike Santana. Got a big reaction, right? Came out through the crowd, right? Him and Tavion, when the match was over, shook hands and all that stuff. But then Mike Santana came back out to confront the NXT champion, the new TNA champion, Trick Williams.
Might as well call it the NXT title, man. They're featuring that better.
Yeah.
What's Obafemi doing? He ain't doing anything this exciting right now. Poor Oba.
Yeah, poor Obafemi right now. Trick and Trick Williams, and Mike
Hey,
Santana.
Steve, did you see the TNA video of the commentators?
Where they were losing their shit, like this is fucking bullshit. Yeah, they were.
No, yeah, they were acting like someone died. They were like,
I can't believe it, dude.
they're acting like it was the death of TNA. I was like, damn, bro, ain't that serious?
You know what it's like for them, bro? It's like if you're like a longtime ECW fan back in the day, you see Vince with the do-rag holding their title and shit. That's probably what it was like for them.
Yeah, dude. Acting like it was the end of the world.
And then again, there was that little brawl that they had, and they made official that this Tuesday, I mean tomorrow, is going to be Mike Santana and Trick Williams for the title. They had a little brawl, and then we end the segment with Mike Santana lifting up the TNA World Title. To me, look, I think tomorrow is going to be a shit finish. Some like fuckery going to happen, disqualification, what have you. I think all roads lead to Slammiversary in New York. I think that is potentially where Mike Santana could be said this for a while. Anyone that watches TNA, right? You kind of see that Mike Santana is the next guy to be a champion, right? For Joe Henry, I don't know what's going to happen with Joe Henry.
We know what's happening.
We know where he's going, but by the time we get to there, we don't know who's he going to face.
No, we know what's happening. Come on, let's stop.
Okay.
We know what's going on. Come on, we don't need to be like, oh, what's going to happen next with Joe Henry? Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Yes, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm happy for Mike Santana, dude. Happy for
the guy. Worked really hard, man. Worked really hard. Got himself in great shape. Has been one of the most underrated wrestlers this year. Had some good matches on the TNA special events and pay-per-view scenes that they've had. Him and Mustafa Ali is probably like one of the more quiet, good feuds in wrestling that's going on right now. I am banking that he's going to win at Slammiversary, Steve. Come on, this is TNA, bro. When do they do the right thing? They don't do the right. I could see Trick because, like, look, I'm just being honest. I like Trick. He's still not good yet, and there's no way. Like, look, that motherfucker Trick was over when he came out on that one episode of SmackDown. Normally, they would force him on the main roster. They know something we don't about his in-ring ability, and we were there live. Ringside, stand and deliver. Who's the one motherfucker we could hear calling all the damn spots in the ring?
Trick Williams, buddy. Oh,
Trick Williams is yelling, "Blackjack! Duck that!" Oh my god, Trick, shut up! You just giving out the whole match. He was screaming. There's some stuff he needs to work on, and I think this TNA title run, it's not gonna look. Should it end at Slammiversary? Absolutely. Do I see it ending at Slammiversary? I don't know, because it's TNA. You never know with this damn company. They're also trying to get a new TV deal. Trick is honestly, like, let's just be real about it. But besides Joe Henry, that's technically like their biggest star because he's technically a TNA champion, so he's a TNA wrestler at this time.
Yeah.
I'm put two and two together. I'm just thinking Trick Williams might hold that thing till Bound for Glory.
Probably so too.
Yeah, I'm not banking that Mike Santana in his hometown is going to win the TNA title. Like, I wouldn't put any money on that. Like, they're going to make him chase for it too long. Like, he's like the new James Storm. I think James Storm's going to win at this pay-per-view, and then he don't win. I'm just saying. Like we've been making fun / watching TNA for years. They don't ever make the right decision when it matters. They make it when it's like 6 months too late and no one cares. Like Joe Henry should have won a Bound for Glory. And then what image did we fucking see? And still Nick Nemeth, TNA champ. And we were laughing. We were like, what the fuck? Nick Nemeth? Like, what?
There's a chance that Jon Moxley will still hold on to that title before TNA decides to crown a new champion. Let's put it that way.
What do you mean?
There's a better chance that Jon Moxley still holds on to that AEW world title.
No, there's a better chance that he loses the world title before TNA. You're saying it.
You think so? You don't think Moxley will hold on to that title a little bit longer?
No, I think he's done it all in.
Okay, could be. Let's hope so.
Yeah, no, I think he's done it all in. Yeah, because Tony Khan's seeing what people are saying online that they're actually enjoying the Death Riders. So now he's like, "Oh, see, you like my booking now, cool." And then he's gonna drop it. Look, You can put a tie on a hobo; it's still a hobo at the end of the day. This Death Rider storyline still sucks. I don't care if it has a good ending. It could have a good ending, but the beginning, the middle, and somewhat of the end still sucked. This storyline still sucks, and it does not matter if Hangman Page wins. It's still a bad storyline. It was still bad. I'm not going to sit here and excuse that. I had to sit through that stupid Cope and Moxley feud. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you guys are okay with mediocrity, that's great on you. For me, I ain't accepting that. This storyline has sucked, and it's a damn shame that wrestling fans are such, and they just clap over the stupidest shit. It's damn shame.
We're almost done with this. We're almost done, but I just want to mention this Wednesday's Fighter Fest.
4 hours.
I'm letting y'all know now. No, we're not.
What? Oh, man.
So here's the plan of attack. Here's the plan of attack. There will not be a sad on Wednesday. However, Thursday, I will review the show. There will be a for 1 week only, or whenever they decide to do this again. On Thursday, whenever this happens, there will be a review of sad for, until they, get back to regular programming. Because I understand
4 hours.
I know, but they're gonna do it again sometime in the next couple of weeks. I know that for sure as well.
Grand Slam Mexico.
Yeah. So when that happens, when that happens too, again, that week, sad will be a review show.
Damn.
Yeah, buddy. That's the plan of attack here. But that's the card for Wednesday right now. We'll hear from the Her Syndicate. There'll be a trios match of La Facción Ingobernable versus what is that? Commander. I thought it was Dragon Lee. I thought that was Dragon Lee at home. The returning Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. We'll hear from Tekla in her in-ring. Well, she'll be making her in-ring debut. Tekla.
No, she's gonna beat up some woman.
Yeah, she might. We got FTR versus Atlantis and Templario.
That's built up on Collision.
Yes. Well, who knows? Who knows, right?
No, you watched it. Walters, Romeo, and I watched it. That's why I'm saying it was built up on Collision.
Okay. Well, we have Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa teaming up to take on the team of Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
This was also built up on Collision.
With Mercedes Moné on commentary. And we'll have John Moxley versus Mark Briscoe, because why not?
Mark Briscoe called him out on Collision. All these matches were made. Most of them were all made on Collision. I'm being that serious. We watched Collision on Saturday. They're like all these matches, like besides Brody Keane qualifying, all these matches were like, built up on Collision.
And of course, the Fatal 4-Way: Brody King, Kenny Omega, Máscara Dorada, and Claudio Castagnoli. All that's happening on this Wednesday and stuff like that. How was Collision though? Because again, I was at like Gotham's graduation party, and I got wasted.
It was fine. Like we were kind of just laughing at some of the Tony, like, how the hell do you not like overthink or like overbook this or like reorder the show because it's taped and stuff? Like, can you imagine like fans are just watching wrestling after the Knicks lose and inside the NBA signs off for the final time on TNT? You think, oh yeah, let's reorganize this card a little bit. Nope. First thing you see is Claudio. If I was an NBA fan, I didn't watch wrestling for years, and Claudio's the first motherfucker to see. I'm changing the channel. So very bad stuff. But match wise, it was the Hechicero match with the guy that won. I forgot his name. That was good. Like, yeah, that was good. That was a good match. That was fun. Mina Shirakawa, and Sky Blue was kind of so nothing really too spectacular. Okada woke up. He had like a solid exchange with Anthony Bowens, but nothing to write home about, to be honest. Like, it was just like Collision's just missing something sometimes. Like, it's been one of the better weekly shows for AEW, from what I see from it. But yeah, it's just missing something. There's something missing with it. But yeah, watching it live, but we were all depressed though. We were more depressed with the Knicks losing. So we were half watching. We honestly weren't planning on watching it. What happened was we were watching the UFC, and then Macy Barber pulled out. Yeah. She had a seizure backstage, and so Romeo was like, "What match are we watching?" And so then I was like, "Romeo, you know what we could watch?" And I told him I was like, "It's coming up soon, Collision." He's like, Collision. He's like, no, that has to be on already. I was like, no, bro, remember after the game. He goes, oh, you're right. And then afterwards, we all loaded up the Max. We watched Collision as a family, and I couldn't believe we watched the whole episode. I thought we would watch two matches. The funniest portion was during the first match, they were going over the matches that we were going to see tonight. And I said, how many matches are on this shit? There were like 7 matches that popped up on the graphic. I was like, oh my God, way too much and stuff. And a lot of them were squash matches. I think that's the issue with Collision. They have way too many. Like, I'm cool with squash matches on weeklies. Don't get me wrong, especially to put over a wrestler. Yeah. But it felt like there was a little bit too much like squash matches and stuff, and whatnot. Like, I just felt the squash matches weren't needed, and then some of the matches that felt predictable just went way too long. And oh my God, like I got bamboozled. They said the Don Callis family was going to face like Ishii and the Paragon and stuff, and then the Don Callis family came out as Takeshita, and then it was Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. I was like, what the fuck is this? We got the DCF at home. Trent Beretta, couldn't believe it, man. See Trent Beretta wrestle and stuff, and then Ishii. This motherfucker must have great backstage politics. He wasn't losing unless he got low blowed. So we had a rep. Wow. We had a rep bump. We had a rep bump on a random ass match on Collision. I was just like, what? A rep bump for what? And then Takeshita, out of all people, no, Trent Beretta low blowed Ishii, but Takeshita won based off that low blow. I'm like, to protect Ishii, the fuck is this? I could not believe it. That was absolutely ridiculous in my mind. Like, I understand if this is like Naito or Tanahashi. This is Ishii. Why the fuck are we protecting Ishii for? Like, what?
Because fuck it, that's why.
Yeah, the rep bump was egregious. Like, that was an egregious rep bump for a random 6-man tag on Collision, like our trios match as they called them. I was just like, what? Could not believe that. It was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Collision. You know, if you like the good wrestling, you're going to get it on there, obviously. But yeah, there's something missing. It's like there's something missing from this show. And also, too, when they do the back-to-back tapings, it's so obvious, like, of these back-to-back tapings. Like, I was just like, bro, like, you could have, the crowd's kind of dead, but also you can kind of tell it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't have the same. Like, when Collision, trust me, when Collision's live, much better. But these tapings,
they're not.
You can just tell, yeah, it's just like whatever. Like, you can just feel that. Yeah. You can feel the energy on the screen that it's kind of a whatever. We're just doing this type of energy.
We're having a good one, Dave. I hope all is well with you. I don't know if does it appear there on your end? The chat. There you go. Hope you guys. Hello, guy. Hope you all have a great day. We're having a good one, Davion. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I'll give Collision reports to the one guy in the chat that they found the one guy who watches Collision. I'll give out the weekly Collision report. I'll tell you guys.
There you go.
I'll give you guys all the updates on Collision. When people will be like, "Where did they build this call Fire Pit?" You guys didn't watch Collision. Half those matches were built on Collision.
Yeah. Thank you, Chase. Before we put a bow,
we watch Romeo, Walter, and I watch. We watch the show. Like, can't say we don't support. I'm watching Collision.
Do you want to do a prediction here for UFC 316 first? Or do you want to talk about the Live and Dom sneaker shopping?
Yeah, let's predict UFC 316 real quick. It should be a quick prediction.
Are you excited for the card, Chase? Are you excited overall? Anything like that?
Not really. The fights feel predictable for the most part.
Yeah, so it headlines with the rematch of Mariah Dvalishvili defending the UFC Bantamweight Championship against the former champion Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Where is this card again? Chicago?
No, Newark, Prudential Center.
Oh, this is New Jersey. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if I want to sit next to Evan Tanner, it's a shitload of money, buddy.
Oh, yeah, dude. The UFC, people complain about the WWE prices. UFC prices are highway robbery, bro. They make you pay like $800 to sit in the nosebleeds, and it's not in like the last row. It's like fucking ridiculous.
So you see you see it, right? Everyone sees it.
Yeah, I see it.
Cool. Do you want to start from the bottom of the main card or just go?
Yeah, we can go to the main card. Yeah.
Yeah, so we start with Vicente Luque and Kevin Holland. This is an interesting one for me.
It'd be a good scrap. Depends on what version of Kevin Holland we get. If we get Kevin Holland that's focused, he'll kick Vicente Luque's ass. But if we don't, Vicente Luque most likely will win. Vicente's been showing his wrestling a lot more, so he can grapple. So I could see it if Vicente doesn't like what he's feeling on the feet, he just grapples Kevin Holland to death.
That too, but again, that all depends what we see from Kevin Holland. But I'm gonna go. Well, it's crazy enough. Vicente's a plus 210 right now. That's crazy. But
yeah, I like that value at Vicente Luque, because Kevin Holland has jiu-jitsu skills, but he's better on his back. He's not going to initiate a takedown.
He's not, but I smell an upset here. I'm going with Vicente Luque on this one. I smell
that good upset.
And also factor in he's fighting at Prudential. Newark, it has like a strong Portuguese community, so they're going to represent. It's like he's fighting at home.
Yeah.
Then you have Mario Batista, the guy who beat Jose Aldo, but it's like it really wasn't convincing. Remember?
Yeah. I thought Aldo won that fight, to be honest, but the judges gave it to Mario Batista. Yeah,
against
I remember that fight.
Viewing Patchy Mix, the former Bellator bantamweight champion.
How the fuck did this happen?
Yes, Patchy Mix. They don't have his render. What the fuck is this, UFC? What are we doing?
Hey, Patchy Mix is a bad boy, man. He's a good fighter. Oh man, I can see why there's no odds for this fight. It's a hard fight to predict, man. Batista, he's a tough kid, but I don't know. Patchy Mix, that kid, I gotta go with him. I'm going with Patchy Mix on this one.
But even though I'm a believer,
wasn't Batista supposed to fight someone else? He was supposed to fight another bantamweight, and then that fool pulled out, and then Patchy Mix just like, yeah, I got this, and it's like, what?
And also let's factor into like there's a thing called octagon jitters. So who's to say he gets he's a little nervous first fight in the UFC, but you know what? I think this fight goes the distance.
But it's different because it's not like who was the other Bellator fighter that fought Yair recently?
Patricio Pitbull.
Pitbull, yeah, Pitbull's older. Patchy Mix, he's not that old, right? He's only like 31. He's not an old guy at all. I think he's young, fairly young for his age, for his time. Yeah, he's not a young guy. Like he's not old, but he's not like Pitbull. Pitbull's like in his late 30s, entering the UFC.
Patchy Mix,
yeah, he's mature. He should be fine and stuff. Like, man, Bellator /1 is like in the mud, bro. Like, how the fuck? Because he was a current champ and they let him go.
You mean Bellator and PFL or
PFL, yeah. Like, because wasn't he the current champ? He was the champ.
I think he was the current Bellator champion. Yeah, he was the
current champ.
The only one I know from PFL is obviously the Peruvian fighters. That's the only one I.
Yeah, no, but like Patchy Mix was as a former champ. He's a good fighter. The fact UFC scooped him up, that's a good pickup for them. But yeah, he should do well and stuff. Like honestly, if he gets a good performance here, I won't be surprised if he leapfrogs a lot of the bantamweights and gets a title shot in his next fight because they love rewarding former champions. Like, sorry, Sandhagen. Kind of in the mud there. Corey Sandhagen is rooting for Batista, man. If Patchy Mix comes in and knocks out Batista early, it's wraps. Like Corey Sandhagen, you would get no title shot.
Honestly, I'd have them fight. Have them two go at it. Honestly, if he beats Mario Batista, I would do Patchy Mix versus Corey Sandhagen. That's what I would do.
No, Sandhagen wants a title fight, but Patchy Mix might jump him.
This fight was supposed to happen in Mexico a couple of months ago, but now it's happening in the Garden State. Joe Pfeiffer versus Kevin Gastelum. The odds as we speak, Kevin Gastelum's a plus 300. Joe Pfeiffer is a minus 380. Chase, what are your thoughts on this?
Welterweight. Oh, Kelvin Gastelum's back at welterweight?
It's middleweight now.
Middleweight. Okay, I thought I said welterweight. Yeah, middleweight. Yeah, that made more sense. Oh, yeah, dude. Gastelum is so streaky because, like, I like his boxing. I think Gastelum is a really good boxer. His wrestling's still strong, but the thing with Piper is this, man. His chin, it's hit or miss, man. If he gets cracked hard, he falls down. But Piper, he's really good on the ground. And so it takes away what Gastelum likes to do with his smothering offense and stuff. So I can see why Piper's the favorite. And Piper also, too, if he can wear you down, he can finish you late in the fight. So I can see Piper being the favorite. I can see Piper winning this fight. Honestly, it's just like I have to see what Gastelum looks like to be honest. Like I gotta see what his weight cut looking like. I gotta see if he's like skinny fat or if he's looking like like his abs are kind of showing fat. Like his body type matters. But Gastelum, I won't be surprised either if he just catches Piper early and he wins, man, because he's a gamer, dude. And think about Gastelum, he's never in a bad fight. I haven't seen a bad Gastelum fight, to be honest. So could be the first because Piper's kind of a boring fighter, but we'll see. But yeah, I think Piper wins, but
same here.
Yeah, Gastelum's too streaky to kind of say like he can win.
So, in other words, he will not be on your underdog parlay. He will not.
No, I can't put him like in the parlay. Maybe straight up. I'll bet Gaslam straight up, but
Could be.
not an underdog. No.
We have the co-main event here. We have the champion Juliana, the Venezuelan Vixen Pena, against Taylor Harrison in the women's bantamweight title fight. The question is, what version of Juliana do we get? You know, remember she beat Amanda Nunes, right? The
Yeah.
second fight, she, is like she just got outclassed by Amanda Nunes, right? And now here
Yeah.
she is in her second run. And granted, many people, depending who you talk to, right? When she fought Raquel Pennington, people had Raquel winning. People had her winning and all that stuff. So it is one of those things again, which version do we see? You know, if Raquel Harrison, the question is, how difficult was the weight cut for someone who's not accustomed to getting down to 135? The odds as we speak, they'll have you thinking that Kayla is just gonna run through Juliana Pena. Look at it, minus 625 to plus 455.
There's a reason why. Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes exploited this in the rematch. Still has 0 takedown defense.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing Kayla Harrison, minus 1 fight in her career, she doesn't gas. Like you would think this woman would gas out. She had that one weird fight in PFL where she just did not look like herself. But other than that, she has passed every benchmark. Like check mark. Okay, yeah. Like it's going to be a long night for Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison's winning. She's going to if you guys hate wrestling, don't watch these last 2 fights. You're going to see a lot of takedowns, a lot of ground and pound, a lot of beating up on people because Kayla Harrison is going to beat the crap out of Juliana Pena. Like Pena, she's a little bit slow. Like and we saw this in the Raquel Pennington fight. Not the same on the feet like she was when she was a little bit younger. She's a little bit slower. Kayla Harrison's like a genetic freak. She's gonna weather whatever punches come at her, and she just needs to watch out if Pena throws like a knee or a kick. Like if she goes down and Pena times like a good knee or a good kick, that could cause her problems. But if she just takes her time, stalks Pena down, get her against the cage, takes her down, it's a long night. Because that's what Nunez did. Because when in the rematch, Pena wasn't doing that bad on the feet against Nunez in the rematch. Then Nunez adjusted and said, "Yeah, I'll just take her down and tire her out." And Pena had nothing. Like once Nunez was on top of her, she was just trying to make sure Nunez didn't get in dominant position. Like that's all she was doing on the ground. She didn't try to threaten submission. She didn't try to really escape. She was just comfortable, just trying to make sure she didn't get damaged from that position. And that was pretty much it. And Amanda Nunes is like, well, I have no reason to kind of attack here because you're just letting me just wail on you like this, collecting points. So why should I exert energy and stuff? So yeah, going to be a tough night for Juliana Pena. She's a great fighter. It's just Kayla Harrison's a beast.
I'm also going with Kayla Harrison. I'll be shocked if Juliana pulls this off. I'll be shocked. And then we get the main event, the rematch. We have the former champion, Sean O'Malley, who's now focused. He quit smoking. He quit partying, right? Left all that behind him. He's focused now to reclaim his title against the current champion, Marab the Machine, Dvalishvili. I keep butchering the last name. Just call him Marab, okay? The big thing here is people were saying, in the first fight, O'Malley needed surgery. So people were throwing that out. And now that he's 100%, he's focused. Like I mentioned moments ago, he's quit smoking, he's quit partying, he's focused now into fighting and also his family and all that stuff. And the thing is, if he catches Marab early, he has to catch him early.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the big factor in here, right? And can Sean O'Malley, can he counter the takedown?
Yeah.
If it gets close, that's going to be the question here.
And can you do that for 5 rounds? Because
exactly. For 5 rounds.
It's like you could have the success in the early 2 rounds, but the more you start sweating, the easier it is for Marab to take you down. And I'm more curious to see if O'Malley has changed his style because O'Malley has been a counter puncher or counter fighter for the longest time, and that's where he sees the success. But for his length and what he brings to the bantamweight division and the power that he has, he needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be aggressive in these fights and not be afraid to take chances. I feel one of the biggest flaws with O'Malley is that he is so hesitant sometimes but like for his size, he could be like an aggressive fighter early on in the fight. And that's really going to tell me how this fight's going to go. Because Marab, this guy, he's not going to stop. Like he's a machine for a reason. We saw him freaking out gas tank freaking a Nurmagomedov, a freaking Dagestani. Those guys train every fucking day, and and freaking Umar was huffing and puffing. And Marab looked like he barely was tired. He was chilling. Like in the fourth round, it was like then after the fight, he had like a couple scrapes. And he's like, it felt like he could go for another like 5 rounds. Like cardio machine, this guy is like he doesn't get tired, and he's so pesky. He's gonna get on you. He's gonna beat you up. And that's what he did in the first fight. But there are some things that O'Malley can do to win. He has to definitely like see how I think he has good O'Malley does have good takedown defense. So I think in the early rounds it's good for him, but he needs to be aggressive. If he wants to win this fight, he has to be aggressive. He cannot be a counter. You can't be otherwise. This is a situation where O'Malley does have the skill set to beat Marab, but he never will beat Marab because his style plays into Marab's favor. Because Marab is not like a striker like that. Like Marab will do stupid strikes, but he's not a striker like that. Like he uses the strikes to set up his wrestling. And if you're a counter striker, you're always looking for like an opportunity. And the minute that Marab ducks his head, you think, oh, he's going to do this, and then you go for the punch. You end up whipping and missing, and Marab has your legs, and then it's an easy 2-point takedown for Marab. And then Marab's on top, and then you're in Devin Shelley's world, and you're just living in it at that point. Like you're not going to win a fight at any time. You're going to get kissed on the forehead again or patted on like he did last time to you. So, yeah, no, it's one of those fights where if I see O'Malley be aggressive, like he needs to do like what Conor used to do sometimes, because Conor is a counter striker. But what Conor would do to open up a lot of fights early in his career, he would come out and he would throw like a flashy kick just to get the distance away from someone and stuff. And then he would threaten his left hand a lot. So like Conor would flash the left hand, but not really go fully committed on it. It was more to just read what his opponent would react to when he threw that left hand. And then Conor would say, okay, he'll react to this so I can start opening up with my right hand. And then later on, he would start jabbing a little bit with his right hand and stuff. And then afterwards, like the opponent would be like, oh, I got to catch up because Conor is getting points on me. And then that's when Conor would be able to be like, bam, bam, and strike him with the counter strike. Yeah. That's what O'Malley needs to do. He needs to come out and kind of do what Conor would do back in the day, where Conor would just come in, like be a little bit aggressive, create some distance and show like, hey, I'm willing to go. He can't counter strike Marab. He can't just be like doing what he did last fight, because last fight he just treated Marab like every other opponent that he could counter strike them and win. And not with Marab. You can't counter strike with this guy. You got to be smart with it. So
absolutely. But for me, though, as far as this rematch goes, I'm going to go with Marab on this one. And still.
Yeah. No, I think Marab still wins this one. Like I said, I need to see how O'Malley fights this fight. It's kind of hard. Like, shout out to Sean, though, that he's taking it seriously. And Sean's so young still. Like, it's not like if he loses this fight, his career is over. Like, the hype train is over if he loses. But as far as an overall career for this guy, he's still, like, so young. And he's talented. He just needs to figure out, like, how to approach fights differently for each fighter and not just feel like every fight's the same or he could fight the same.
Yeah. Do you think they'll just like the first fight? Does it go all 5 rounds?
Yeah, I think most likely 5 rounds is like the same. I think the best play. I think honestly the best parlay for both the title fights is they'll go the distance.
There you go. You heard it there from Chase Oliver. There you go.
Yeah, I think both fights go to distance because Marab, you don't really chase finish. Like, why would he chase a finish? Like, there's no point. There's no point in chasing a finish here. Like, he doesn't need to chase the finish. O'Malley would have to chase the finish, and I don't see O'Malley finishing Marab because Marab has a really strong chin. He's only been rocked like a few times in the UFC, but he weathers the storm and stuff. And you know, the only advantage Sean O'Malley has is that Marab, he comes into every fight fucking injured. So we don't know what, like, we're gonna find out that he has like a torn knee or something, and he's just a beast. He doesn't care. He just fights. So
yeah, I'm reading the chat here real quick. Weston right here. The Rousey era was the women's evolution for UFC.
Yep.
Okay.
We got women in the UFC.
Exactly. Alan, the working. What's up, everyone? Just came by to say crazy R-Truth is gone. Not so much for Carlito, LOL. He also writes, I hope Kayla wins, but Pena might win by decision. Could
I don't
happen.
know about if Juliana Pena shows up how she did against Raquel Pennington, she ain't winning by no decision.
Sean O'Malley's such a fun guy to watch. He crossed to WWE with the looks, to be honest, from Weston. Alan writes your
I don't
question.
think he has the athleticism to make it in WWE, to be honest.
Maybe like a manager or something like that. Fine.
Yeah, he would be a good mouthpiece for them.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Hey, do you guys think that if Brock doesn't come back to WWE, does he instead try one more run in UFC?
No, he can't. The thing is, he still has to serve a suspension from USADA, and then he would have to provide. So Brock, he has to provide a B sample for the failed estrogen test. So he would have to provide another sample. Then he has to serve whatever suspension they give him, and then he has to take like 3 more USADA tests. And Brock Lesnar will be like 40 plus years old, and at this point in heavyweight, there's no interest to see Brock Lesnar fight in the UFC. Who's he going to fight? So I don't see a UFC run. If he wants to fight, he can go to one. One won't care. They're just going to be like, yeah, sure, come in all roided up. You're good.
Or Ryzen for the most part.
Yeah, Ryzen one of those Japanese promotions. They don't care about what you're taking. They as long as you fight.
Exactly. Well, before we put a bow on this, yes, let's talk about the latest episode of Sneaker Shopping. It featured Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. And again, they played into the character very well, I must say. What do you think about the episode, Chase?
Kind of dull. Kind of dull, to be honest.
Okay. But let's look at the stuff that they bought, the sneaker, shall we?
Oh my god, dude. These prices were fucking insane.
9,000. Let me get rid of the lower thing here. 1 second here. Let me get rid of this. There you go. 9,697. All by Dirty Dom, by the way. Dirty Dom is the one who so let's get into it. So we have the Carlitos Nike Dunkalos, the SB editions, 800
highway robbery for that price. Highway robbery.
Okay. We have the Zion Williamson Air Jordan Low One Voodoo, $642.
Terrible.
Yeah,
great shoe, but terrible price he paid.
For sure.
You should pull up the StockX prices and see how much he got robbed for some of these, man, because I don't think the Jarritos are worth that much in his size. Size 11 was his size. Like, that's way too much, bro. Like, I would have been like,
do you want me to first put the Jarrito?
Yeah, put the Jarritos in his size. He's size 11, or he said 11 and a half because they're SBs. So
1 second here.
Yeah, that's highway robbery, bro. There ain't no way those are worth $838. Good shoe, but not worth $838.
Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so let me find here. We'll put lowest ask. Okay, it doesn't matter the condition, right? It doesn't fucking matter, right?
StockX should only sell new.
Okay, so I'm gonna put here size 8, right? Men.
No, size 11 and a half.
11,
put 11 and a half. Yeah, put 11 and a half.
Well, they have it here to place a bid on StockX.
Yeah, just say what the price is on StockX. That's it. We don't need to know like the exact price. I just want to know like it's nowhere near whatever he paid. Is $836?
Let me just show you real quick. This is what I'm getting from them when I put in the details. Boom. I put in these sizes in, right? 11 and a half, and doesn't tell me to place a bid.
Wow.
But
you have it on special box. That's why.
Okay. Well, that's all.
Yeah, no, that's a special box version. No, you got to just type in. You when you look up Carlitos, you got to make sure you don't see. That's why you can't find a bid on this.
Okay, let me copy this. There you go.
Yeah. No special box.
Here we go. Jarritos.
See, look at that, dude. He overpaid.
89.
Yeah, 589 for that shoe. He paid what? 800.
Yes.
Put his picture back up. Put that picture. Look, $300 markup, bro. Now let's go to the Zion Williamson's one now. And this one you can put size 11, and then this one also has a special box too, Steve. So make sure you don't click like any like special packaging.
Williamson,
Jordan 1 Low Voodoo.
Jordan One low do. I'm gonna assume this is the one. So I'm gonna share it right. I'm gonna remove the picture right now. Boom.
No, put it in 11. Put it in 11.
You're right. My apologies.
Yeah, put it a size 11 for this one.
Here we go. Size 11.
534.
534.
So kind of like the same price, I guess, right? Kind of the same.
Yeah, for the most part. Let's continue on with this. The Jordan Jumpman Jack TR
Overpaid for that one too. That one is not going that high on resale.
Okay, we'll get back to that if you want a little bit.
No, the one that we got to look at, because this one shocked me. The next one,
the Travis Scott
Mocha,
one.
No way those are 3,500. That's ridiculous.
I think it's also to consider, the day this was when this was actually filmed. Keep that in mind too, Chase. I believe. I mean, Jordan one low.
No, I'm just saying this one right here. This one should not be that high. I know this is like the first low of the Travis, and it's one of the most popular ones for the Travis low, but I think it's like at 1,000, if anything, for his size. Ain't no way it's 3,000.
Let's see here. The Mocha, right?
Mocha, yeah.
SP, right? SB low SP. Okay. Does that matter? No, right?
No, it's not an SB. It's just a Jordan 1 low SP.
Okay, just making sure. Gotta make sure I said it right. Right? I'm gonna share it now. I'm gonna share it in just a sec here.
And no way his size is 3,000.
1,944.
Dude, a $2,000 markup.
Robbery. But keep in mind, he bought it at Fight Club.
Yeah, but that's still a robbery. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to think. Dom, you could have got this shoe for cheaper.
Okay. What about the Nike?
I think that's like the price that I think that's honestly like the best deal he got, because I've seen that shoe fluctuate in price, that Cactus Plant Flea Market, but he probably overpaid for that one. The olive green one, that one he also definitely overpaid for, because I think that one sits around like 600, 700, but I think he overpaid for that one. The Liv Morgan one, the cow print, that one is a little bit of an overpay. And then the Swarovski one, that's a good price right there for that one. Like, I think that's around the same market value. So Liv did not do too bad, but Dom, he overpaid. Like, this is worse than Triple H's overpay, bro.
Oh wow, that's crazy. But
Triple H overpaid for some fucking shoes, bro.
But that was the episode overall. Those are the shoes that and again for them, bro, 9,000 is like $9.
No, dude, they might get cut at any minute. They don't know.
I'm sure.
WWE might cut them.
Well, yeah, you just never know, right? You just never fucking know.
Yeah.
I know he was supposed to be here, but you think maybe for next time? I know right now he's probably celebrating, right? He's celebrating.
Oh no, he's ready. He's been waiting, Steve.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we put a bow on this, I'm sure myself. Oh, what the hell? There's Chase on. What the fuck happened there? Okay, here we go. There you go. 1 second here. There you go. For whatever reason, StreamYard, I gotta be the one to push the button now and shit. It's very fucking weird. So you guys recall this past Saturday, the Indiana Pacers beat the New York Knicks. And now, because of this, he will be in the NBA final. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, he is your Eastern Conference finalist champion, whatever you want to call it, from the Indiana Pacers, the one, the only, Tyrese Halliburton. Good sir, good evening. How are you?
What's up, guys, man? How's it going? You guys excited to have me on the show? I'm excited to be here. Raw starts in like 15 minutes, and then sooner or later, on Thursday, I'm going to win game 1 against Oklahoma City. It's going to be great.
Okay. Like I said before, congratulations on the win. The better team won.
Oh, yeah, man. We beat the New York Trash Get Ball.
Hey, come on now. But
I made Madison Square Garden into Madison Square Fieldhouse.
come. You,
Damn, that's disrespectful, Tyrese.
it is disrespectful. I mean, if you want to
Hey
turn an
man,
arena
I
that
just
do,
did I
do the
just did what
Barclays
I did.
Center.
I did what I did, man. And I'm like Roman Reigns, man, the tribal chief. I show up, I win. That's all I do.
I guess so. No, now you got the finals. What's going through your mind, man, going into the NBA finals?
Well, they got a good team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, but they're not as good as my Pacers. And we kind of like, we're like the bloodline, the Pacers. And they're like the
Oh,
group trying to stop us. And
if
just like
so,
WrestleMania 39, we're gonna win.
okay, so if you guys are like the bloodline, I'm sure you are the Roman Reigns. Who would be the Solo Sokoa, the Jacob Fatu, the Jimmy and Jey Uso, and I guess Sami Zayn?
Yeah, yeah, man. I would say Pascal Siakam, he my Solo Sokoa, the enforcer of the group.
Okay.
And then Miles Turner, he's like our Paul Heyman. Been there since day one. Always there. He's the wise man of the group. The Usos, those are my boys. Nemhard and Neesmith. Locking down anyone on the perimeter. Shooting threes. Down since day one. And then our Jacob Fatu, easily my boy off the bench, Benedict Mathurin, coming in like a house of fire. Just always doing something, man, providing us value. So yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Chase, you got any question for Tyrese, brother?
Not really, man. Tyrese kind of pisses me off. Hey man, sorry about your Timberwolves, but I would have spanked Ant too, man. It would have been Ant versus me. I'm beating him every time. Man,
Oh,
this guy's a dick, man. Why do we always have the dick sports athletes? Can't we have someone cool come on?
I know, right?
Hey man, I'm here to talk about WWE too, man. I'm a huge fan. Been
You
watching.
oh, okay. We're doing
Didn't you
what
see
was
my new shirt, Steve?
oh yeah, WWE shop, yeah.
Yeah, man. Come on. You can't be sleeping or lacking.
Oh, come on now. But what's are you excited for Money in the Bank, Mr. Halliburton, sir? Are you excited?
Yeah, dude. I don't understand why fans they always complaining online. I feel we get in the best form of WWE we can get.
Mm, for the most part, are you who do you see potentially being the one to climb that ladder and grab the briefcase?
Well, I got to see who wins all these qualifying matches. But as it stands, my man Seth Rollins, he becoming Mr. Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Iowa's own, man. I'm from Iowa too. You know that, Steve?
Oh, really? Okay. See, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
man. I played at Iowa State.
Okay. So yeah, I got a Iowa connection there.
Yeah, dude. Best wrestler in the game, not named Roman Reigns.
Okay. Who would Seth Rollins remind you of in the NBA? Who would you
Oh
say?
man, that's a tough question. Since I'm Roman Reigns, I can't say I'm also Seth Rollins. But maybe Jalen Brunson's like Seth.
Oh,
Always just
okay.
trying to being a pesky asshole to me.
Oh,
Oh, what the fuck?
I know y'all boys though. Come on, you guys are boys.
Yeah, we're boys, all right, but he pesky.
Oh, come on.
Man, I never thought I wanted Patrick Mahomes back on the show. At least Mahomes is funny. This guy ain't funny.
You want to see if I can call him? Get him on the.
No, man, we don't need that quarterback, man. You got me, the real quarterback of the NBA.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
soon to be quarterback of WWE too.
What? Really?
Yeah, man. Just gotta watch.
Just like Triple H would say, just watch.
Yeah, my good friend Paul Levesque, Triple H. Never thought I'd say that in my life, but here we are.
Really? Well, okay. So you've been a fan for a long time of Hunter or something, huh?
Yeah, man. DX, everything. Like, I'm a huge fan. Like, I'm not like Mahomes who acts like he's a fan. I'm a
Oh,
huge fan.
Pat Mahomes
Damn,
probably listening.
dude, why you insulting the main investor of the Round the Point Network? Yeah, Mahomes is like pretty much the primary owner of this channel. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Well, no wonder why you guys don't get any equipment upgrades or anything. Too busy upgrading his wife.
Oh,
Oh man, come on, man. What
that,
the fuck is
that's
this?
below the belt. Mr.
Oh,
Halliburton, sir. Oh no, what are we doing?
I think we got to take him off the show, Steve. That was a very disrespectful comment
Yeah, I'm
made by
sorry, guys.
Tyrese Halliburton.
We
Hey
can't
man,
be.
I'm not done. I haven't given my other picks for Money in the Bank yet. You know what, Mr. Halliburton? You can come back on the Money in the Bank preview later this week. How about that? You can come back later. I mean, I'm afraid of what email we're going to get from Mr. Mahomes because of what you said.
Yeah, exactly. We hope you understand. All right, there he goes.
Wow.
Oh boy, that was
That was a low blow.
a
What the
low
fuck is
blow.
that?
Exactly, guys. Look, we apologize for that.
Yeah, we don't
Tolerate.
condone anything
Yeah,
that Tyrese Halliburton said. We're sorry about that. We're sorry for
exactly.
the disrespectful comments that he made
Yeah. But
to the New York basketball fans and everybody. I didn't expect him to be like that. You know, he seems like a nice guy, but he came out spicy today. I don't know what's wrong with him.
championship mentality. I don't fucking know. But that's gonna be it for us, guys. Much love to all of you. We'll be back tomorrow. There's a shitload of wrestling happening this weekend as it is, and there's UFC as well. So Saturday gonna be a crazy one for the most part. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the Raw rundown, and hopefully they add more matches to Worlds Collide. 'Cause I'm sure you all know as well. The Kingo won the title. He beat Alberto. Yeah, big whoop.
There was a
Um,
lot of weird wrestling Twitter controversy over that. Like people were saying like the crowd didn't like it, but the video showed the crowd liked it. I don't know. Good
yeah,
argument, I guess. I don't
yeah,
know. People
very weird.
arguing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. We'll be back tomorrow for the Raw rundown and all that stuff. So thank you all for watching. You guys can follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven Chase. Let them know where can they check you out.
Follow me on X at ChaseOver68.
There you go, guys. Thank you all for watching. For myself, for Chase, for Tyrese Halliburton being
We ain't gonna say that. That guy was disrespectful. Not for Tyrese Halliburton.
all right, for Mike Santana. How about that? For Mike,
Sure.
for Mariah May, for Carlito, for our truth. This has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network.
Let me get on the
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.
No way could have been on. No, I don't know how Tyrese got on the thumbnail. The fuck?
You should read the group chat, man. Read the group chat.